We Are ND Nation Podcast, a new era of Irish football with your host, me, Evan J. Thomas, and my new co-host, Dennis Stover, as we will bring you special guests throughout the season. We will go deep with your Irish football coverage in a way that you haven't seen or heard before. Dennis and Evan are just two best friends, lifelong Irish fans, bringing you the best Notre Dame football coverage, analysis, and our opinions on a weekly basis. You can watch or listen to the We Are ND Nation podcast on YouTube every Friday during the season on wearendnation.com. Follow us on the socials. We are ND Nation. Go Irish. What's up, Irish fans? This is the We Are ND Nation podcast, episode number 4 of season 3. Evan J. Thomas here. My man Dennis Stover as my co-host. Holy shit, we are in crisis mode. We're going to call it that. We are in crisis mode Notre Dame after the 26-21 loss to Marshall this past week in our home opener. Not only that, we lose our quarterback.
Yeah.
Fuck,
it's a neat game. Neat game. I'm pushing the panic button.
Well, so am I. I'm already there, obviously, for good reason. We saw a really bad offense.
Yeah.
Not great defense, bad play calling, bad quarterback play, bad wide receiver play, bad running back play. I mean, is there anything else I could say except for that Michael Mayer is a fucking stud? Other than that, there's not much else you could say.
Yeah, I don't know how I just keep going back to our first episode and calling who we were going to – and it's Chris Tyree, 3 touches?
That's
it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
3 carries, 17 yards. I mean,
why only 3 touches? I don't get it.
Because
they have no creative offensive ability. Like they just I don't know. Tommy Reese looks like he's never called a play in his life. I tell you what, honestly, Evan, they didn't come out to play. They took Marshall lightly, and Marshall smacked them upside the head. And they were a better football team that day. And I'm not taking anything away from Marshall. They were more physical. They were more aggressive. They just executed better. They were coached better.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the stats, what Marshall did. Their running back, LeBourne.
That cat was a transfer from Florida State, too. So
31 carries, 163 yards. That's the most yards I think Notre Dame's given up by a running back since I think it was 2015. That's crazy. And not only that, but their quarterback, his efficiency, 16 of 21 for 145 yards. I'm like, not great numbers, but he only had 5.
He's efficient. I mean, he completed the ball when he needed to. I'd take those stats.
Unlike Tyler Buchner, 18 of 32 for 201 with 2 interceptions, and not just interceptions, but bad ones.
Bad interceptions. That one, he threw it right to him. That kid is not, I don't know. I think he might have been a little overrated. I think COVID destroyed any semblance of any kind of, he's just not college ready. And it's ridiculous.
No.
And Pyne.
Well, we'll get into Pyne here in a second. But when he came out, I mean, he did throw a touchdown. But that pass where he threw it right to the fucking linebacker, where did that come from? Because I'm sitting there in the stands. So my girlfriend Heather and I, we're there at the game. We're in the end zone where that play was basically happening. And you see Pyne drop back. You see the linebacker just sitting right there. Didn't move. And Pyne just goes, right into his hands. And we're like,
he can't see over the fucking line. That's why.
Yeah, he can't see over the line. He's short.
I mean, honestly, we all watched the spring game, and he was garbage. So I'm going back, and I'm changing my preseason record. Notre Dame 7-5.
That's basically what I have right
now. Mark it
down.
I don't even know if we get 7 wins, honestly.
I was just going to say.
BYU could beat us. North Carolina could beat us. Yeah. USC is probably going to beat us now.
Yep. So now we have basically a brand new season. Brand new quarterback. You still have a very sketchy offensive team here with bad play calling.
Why is that offensive line so shitty?
I don't know what happened. I mean, again, there's like no running back play. All your running back play comes from your quarterback. Like, and again, on those same crappy runs. I mean, They did try to get outside a little bit more, but he got caught a lot. It's like he's not fast enough to beat someone.
I mean, they're saying he can run a 4.5. Well, it looks like he's running a 5.4 because that guy looks like he's got cement shoes on.
Maybe from A to B he is, but not sideline to sideline and not cutting across.
Yeah, straight line speed. That's it.
Sure, that's a 4.5. Anybody could do that in that.
And you got big 200+ pound linemen running
coming at you.
4.5s and stuff.
Another thing I noticed is the running backs and Buchner, when running the ball, they kept picking the wrong lanes to run. Like every single play. Almost every single play. There wasn't much open, and that goes back to the offensive line. So the offensive line just couldn't handle, what Marshall brought on defense.
They couldn't. Marshall was winning the line of scrimmage, and they were hitting the ball carrier when the handoff was there. I mean, they were standing the guys up. Left guard. Who was left guard? Was it Kristofic again? They were getting bullied. They get bullied in the center. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's stand. I thought I don't have any answers. It's really pathetic. And this loss reminded me of like the Tulsa loss.
Yep, that's exactly what everybody said.
And the South Florida loss. Just like
oh my
unexcusable. God, unexcusable. Just totally unprepared. The honeymoon period is over for Coach.
I was just gonna say now with Freeman,
Owen better figure it out
start his career
because he's going to lose a recruiting class. He'll lose the locker room. The staff might.
I really don't know. Okay, I really don't think he's going to lose the locker room because he's had the locker room from day one. Not yet. But if you go 0-6 to start the season, yes, you're going to lose the locker room. I hate to say that.
I don't even want. This is like Weiss's 3-9 year. Was that 2009?
9-7, whatever that was.
Some shit like that, whatever.
But yeah, that's kind of where this is going. And now you have Pyne, who again is another raw quarterback coming in. And I think I mentioned this to you during texts and stuff, but I mentioned it at the beginning of the season. Notre Dame didn't utilize the transfer portal like they did last year.
And we had opportunities.
Exactly. You brought in last year Cohen, who put up amazing numbers for his 1 year.
Great.
Perfectly well done by Brian Kelly and his staff. And I hate to bring up his name again, but there it is. And but he did it right with the transfer portal. There were quarterbacks available this year that you could have got.
Could have got Slovis.
Yep.
Could have got Caleb Williams from the cat that went with Lincoln Riley to USC.
Yeah, but he was basically already going to go there.
Yeah.
Slovis for sure was.
They didn't kick the tires on him. Why didn't you kick the tires?
Yeah.
You don't think these kids want to come play? Well, at the time, wanted to play for Marcus Freeman.
Yeah. So looking at the fact that they basically dropped the ball on that, now you have Steve Angeli as your number 2. Can you even tell me anything about that guy at all?
I liked him in the spring game. He had a good spring game. I say start the kid. Fuck it.
Well,
what do you?
Pyne's going to have a short lease, I think, going into this game.
Anyway. Oh, man, that guy's turnover. He's going to turn the ball over. It's just if the line can't hold up Buchner, what makes them think they're going to hold up Pyne?
But here's the thing with Pyne. With Pyne, at least last year you saw some good plays out of him pretty often coming in for Cohen. And even when Buchner kind of came in, there were some good plays out of Pyne.
Well, yeah.
But obviously that game the other day, that was garbage. So I don't know where the hell that was.
It's what's funny? It looks like they didn't adjust from the game plan for Ohio State. So it's like they took the same plan and used that for Marshall.
That was exactly the same plan.
And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, for some reason, there seems to be this ego that they have that they've just been knocked down a couple pegs. I think, I don't know. It's just, I appreciate the swagger and confidence, but there was also, they weren't ready for Marshall. Marshall smacked them in the mouth, and they out-physical. It's kind of horseshit.
I mean, I've been following social media and people that write the Notre Dame stuff. And
what they've been saying.
There was one guy already today, and he said Scott Frost needs to come in. And I go, are you effing kidding me?
Is he serious? Who's the writer?
It was like
Please.
Barstool. No, it was something always Irish on Twitter. And I'm like, seriously, you'd bring in that guy?
Scott Frost, 5 years at Nebraska, complete mediocrity, garbage.
Yeah.
And they want to bring him in?
Yeah.
Well, he could do it in Nebraska. What makes it?
I'm thinking this one person who wrote this just was he had to have been trolling.
That's a knee-jerk.
Looking for comments.
Because that is preposterous.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not calling for Freeman to be fired at all.
Nope.
But he's got to get it together. I mean, I just don't know what. I don't know. Again, I knew there'd be growing pains, first-year head coach, and it sucks. We have to do it. I don't know.
Well, one of the stats I heard was Lou Holtz started 0-2 in his.
Well, Lou Holtz, I believe he started his Notre Dame career 1-3.
1-3.
Brian Kelly's 1-3.
Yep.
Yeah, Holtz lost his first 2, then 1, and then lost his other one.
Okay.
So 1-3. So yeah, that's a good thing. Brian Kelly started out 1-3. I think. Oh, Bob Davie was like 1-4. Bad comparisons, but I mean Holtz and Kelly, it's good. So yeah, I mean he can turn it around. They can turn it around. Maybe they come out, blow out Cal, or I just give me something. Give me something. They just have no. I don't know. It's like they fire up in the tunnel and that's it. That's the football game.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at the wide receiver stats too. And
I guess they dropped a ton of balls, huh?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, again, Mayer had 8 catches, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. We already know he's a stud, All-American. He's going to be a first-round draft pick at tight end.
Should be.
He will.
Should be.
And then you had Styles, who though had 7 catches for 69 yards. He was the only wide receiver standing out at all. That's it. Those are the only.
Where's Colsey been?
Wish I could tell you. I have no idea where any of these guys have basically been the last 2 weeks or the first 2 weeks of the season. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that they couldn't really adjust after halftime to what Marshall was bringing them.
Or they didn't want to. It's just they came out so flat. And what little ray of hope there's been, it's been with Brandon Joseph.
Oh, yeah. I
mean, that kid's playing lights out.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I'm looking at the defense. They had 3 total sacks. They I didn't really see much of a pass rush. Did you?
They just folded again like they did Ohio State in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, we're not going to play defense.
Oh, they were just cutting them up.
3 games under his watch where we've had the lead late in the game, and the defense just decides to say, I guess we're done playing defense.
Yeah, and not only that, but the second half of last week, or not the first week, they scored no points. And then this week, you kind of just shit the bed and couldn't do anything at all. And then obviously losing Buchner because he's out for the season. We kind of already talked about that. But
right,
it does suck to lose him, even though he wasn't really playing that well as of yet. I figured he would probably ramp up after the last game.
It would start clicking, yeah.
But now it's now you're starting from square one with a brand new quarterback, and you have no depth at quarterback at all. So you're done. And again, crisis mode Notre Dame, already week 2. Dropped out of the top 25, which they should have. They should never have even been in the top 10 to even start the season. And now we're –
if anything, 8 or 9. But, yeah, they were definitely overrated.
Yeah. But
let's face facts. It's Notre Dame. The first game of the season was Ohio State. So, of course, they're going to pad their fucking ranking because – let's face it, Notre Dame brings the audience. Notre Dame brings TV ratings. So, yep. I mean, it was the highest rated game since in 4 or 5 years. Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, and all the people that turned out at Columbus, Ohio State Stadium, whatever it's called, the Horseshoe. It was a big deal.
I do have to say I had an amazing time, though, at the game, except for the score. I mean, I got to hang out, got to meet Lee.
Was it a good environment? Was it fun?
It was an awesome environment up until about halftime.
Yeah.
And then that's when you kind of saw when the whole thing started doing the same thing all over again. But building up to the game, it was amazing outside. Everybody was excited and for obvious reasons. And almost everybody thought Notre Dame was going to come out with a win in week 1 or week 2. home game.
What was concerning to me the most too is like in the middle or like close, maybe 3/4 of the way through the third, not the middle, or excuse me, the fourth quarter. You could see in Freeman's face, like it's like he didn't know what to do. It's like he looked clueless, and that to me is more concerning than anything. He's just like, am I in over my head or something? It was just like he looked like he wanted to just run into the locker room.
He didn't adjust, and like you said, he shows his emotion. He shows his emotion.
Yes, he does,
and good or bad, which is obviously kind of scary because, like you said, if he looks too nervous, then you're like, well, if he doesn't have confidence, then why?
He's not going to have confidence.
Exactly.
You said they practiced Sunday night, huh?
Yeah, so that was the other thing I was going to get to too. So after obviously the game Saturday, they normally don't practice Sunday night, but then I saw something on Twitter in one of the interviews that Marcus Freeman had where he was just like, everybody has to put it together and we got to come together as a team and boom, we're going to do it. But yeah, they ended up doing a late afternoon, evening practice at Notre Dame in pads.
Good.
So hopefully, yeah, these motherfuckers need to start wrapping up running backs too.
It's just all this. They're so undisciplined. I just don't get it. I'm kind of, I'm thinking I thought this coaching staff hires were going to pan out, but right now, man, it's like, who are these? Al Golden?
It's early.
Eric Easton, and it's like,
yeah, I mean, it's still early.
It's early, but Evan, honestly, dude, it's like he left the cupboards pretty full. That's like saying Ryan Day in his first year at Ohio State, he had to stock cupboard and he didn't shit the fucking bed. At least they looked like they wanted to play football and be out there. These guys look like they just look soft. They look like Weiss's teams, just soft, like just pussies. I can't say that word. I'm sorry. Sissies.
Yeah, you can. You can say dirty.
Well, I don't want to disrespect women and make it one of those things. But anyway, they look like just high school
chicken shit. How about that? Chicken shit.
Chicken shit. Yes. They look chicken shit, and it's very bothersome to me.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a quick break, but before that, we're going to do name that former MVP.
Oh man,
I think I got another good one for you. I know.
This is gonna trip me up again, man. I don't cheat. I could easily look on my smart computer here in my pocket.
You could. I don't think you have enough time though. I don't give you enough.
But I
time.
don't do that. I want to try to see if I can get this.
So this one I think I might get you on because last
week was a good one.
So here we go. All right, wide receiver. Here's his stats: 181 career catches, 2,429 yards, averaged 13.4 yards per carry, 19 total touchdowns receiving. Rushing, 10 carries, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played from 2010 to 2013. Again, wide receiver. So before you answer, I'm going to take this quick little break. And I could promote my radio shows and shit like that before we come back and
E2B2.
E2B2 and the Rock Hard with Evan J. Thomas show. So stay right here. Make sure you keep watching because we got our predictions coming up next, as well as Dennis's figuring out who the hell I just said.
Some answer.
Some answer. All right, back here on the We Are ND Nation podcast. We'll be right back. The E2B2 Podcast featuring father and son duo Evan J. Thomas and
Brandon Thomas.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
As we discuss our lives,
life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Pop culture and some of the best movies.
John Wick.
Oh yeah, and some duds. Listen to the E2B2 podcast on BadassProductions1.com in the on-demand section under E2B2.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? Or listen to Spotify, Google Podcasts, or almost anywhere you can get your podcasts.
I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it.
Oh yeah, and Brandon, guess what?
No.
Yeah, we get it. You are my father.
Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central. Join me, Evan J. Thomas, for an hour of new rock and metal on the Rock Hard with Evan J. Thomas Show on the Badass Radio Network. Blast that shit. Back here on the We Are Indie Nation podcast, Evan J. Thomas, Dennis Stover. And right before break, we are talking about, what was it? The name that former ND player. I need to just bring up my fucking stats that are right here. I don't know why.
Yeah, don't try to remember. You're tired.
Yeah, exactly. So what I gave you was a wide receiver who played from 2010 to 2013. 181 career catches, 2,429 yards, 13.4 yards per reception, 19 receiving touchdowns, and on the ground he had 10 rushes for 75 yards. Is that what I gave you before? I think so. And 2 total touchdowns. Again, 2010 to 2013. Who is, or name that former ND player?
Well, it's under Weiss. Or, excuse me, Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
Oh, man, there's like 3 that come to mind. It's the touchdown. This is a good one.
Go through your mind on who you think it might be.
I think.
Who are the 3 you're thinking?
Well, definitely there's Michael Floyd pops into mind. T.J. Jones and Devarius Daniels.
Okay. So out of those 3. Remember when they graduated, though? 2013.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking of this team. It's got to be T.J. Jones. I'm
Final
going to say T.J. Jones.
Final answer?
Yeah.
You got it! Woo! Damn! I thought I had you on name that former ND player. That is a good one. Good.
He was good, man.
Yeah, and that's why when I saw 19 touchdowns, I was like, yeah, his senior
I
team.
did 19. Yeah, T.J.
Floyd,
Jones.
if I remember, he graduated in 2009 or 10.
No, he played 1 year with Kelly, so it would have been 10.
10, yeah.
He did have 1 year with Kelly.
Because we went to that game in 2000.
Because remember, if Kelly would have had Clausen, he could have had Clausen his first year. That would have been nice.
Who else left with him? Clausen and somebody else did too.
Oh, it was
somebody else did.
No, Kyle Rudolph stayed 1 year.
Okay. I might be thinking it might have just been Clausen.
He was a running back.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Or no, Golden Tate.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right.
So, Golden Tate. Anyway, good one, man.
So
you know what else would have been? Will Fuller would have been a tough one, but he was later. He was later in Kelly's career.
Correct. I think he graduated in 2015 or 16.
Yeah, 16. Yeah. Anyway, good one.
So we're going to obviously switch gears. We got another game, week 3 coming up. Notre Dame versus Cal Bears this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. at Notre Dame Stadium. And I'd like to say, what should we expect from the offense and defense of Notre Dame? But I'd have to say I have no fucking clue what to expect.
All I know is if they do not implement Tyree and Mayer more into the game plan, who gives a fuck if the team knows it's coming? They better utilize these 2 because it's fucking ridiculous. Chris Tyree?
Yeah.
Give this man the ball.
Cal is 2-0 on the season already.
Wow.
Notre Dame has a 91% chance to win in the matchup predictor on ESPN. Notre Dame is also a 10.5-point favorite.
Wow. Wow.
Which after seeing last week and knowing what they're up against.
I'll take Cal to cover the spread.
Yeah, I was when we get to our predictions,
yeah.
Where it's at. Over under of 41. Ooh.
I'll take under.
What do I have it at?
Who has Cal played?
Let me see. Let me click that real quick. Anyway, Cal has played UC Davis. They won 34-13, and then UNLV they won 20-14.
And we're playing UNLV this year.
Yeah. So, and that's going to be in Vegas. Actually, that might be another game we lose. But anyway, so overall points per game, Cal's putting up 27. Points allowed per game, 13. Notre Dame's only averaging 15 points per game. So right there, about the same. Total yards averaging 392.5. passing 273 and rushing 119 for Cal. That's what they're averaging on offense. Averaging defense, 348 yards overall.
They're giving up 348 yards a game
per game. So Notre Dame should be able to at least move the ball. But again, we have no clue what to expect.
I would hope Chris Tyree and the offensive line the offensive line specifically, pull their head out of their ass and knock some people off the line of scrimmage. And two, on defense, what happened to this renowned ball hawkish turnover machine that Freeman was supposed to provide to Notre Dame? Last year, we got tons of turnovers. This year, we have 0.
Well, we also had Kyle Hamilton last year. But, yes, Brandon Joseph.
Hamilton played 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, that's true because he got hurt and was knocked out as well. So it's just crazy because you can't really expect – you don't know what to expect right now from this team going forward. It's unreal.
I have no clue. But those are the two expectations that I would hope they would at least try to remedy is get some turnovers on defense, playing a little bit better, and again, getting Tyree touches and pushing people off the line.
So here's another stat. And this was my guy, I think I said to start the year that needs to be, the MVP. Braden Lenzy. Where the fuck is he?
Oh, wait. He's supposed to take
catches for 37 yards on the season. Really? 1 catch per game? So why are you not utilizing your best offensive talent?
It's supposed to be a speedster.
So he was my guy to start the season. Obviously, yours was Tyree. But, both of our guys ain't doing shit. So
it's pretty pathetic. They've just been outcoached. The other teams have obviously outplayed them. And to me, Marshall looked like a better team than Ohio State. Just based on the 2 games. That's
right.
A far stretch because Ohio State, I'm sure, is going to be just fine. But
no, but it's a per game look at how they played Notre Dame. Ohio State did not play nearly as well as Marshall did. You should have seen the amount of Marshall fans that were not there that were louder than us throughout the fucking game. That one little section up in the upper corner and 6 people over by me, which were really annoying because then they would turn around and do the and I'm like,
Well, what's annoying though is the fact that everybody and anybody should be able to come to Notre Dame and enjoy the game. But remember the year we were there, the last game we were at, and it was USC, and there was people in front of us or behind us, and they're like, "Oh, can you sit?" And I'm like, "I'm not sitting down. This is USC and Notre Dame. We haven't beat them at home." I was like,
"See, I do remember
you
that.
Shouldn't be here. Maybe you should not. Maybe you should be watching the game at home because that's what I hate. You got this stale oh, we have to be this PC fan base and cheer and it's again, I'm not trying to point out something. Yeah, bash old people, but it's hey man. If you're worried about the level of cheering and the noise and people standing up to watch the game, maybe you should just watch it at home.
Okay,
because the environment needs to be crazy.
So it's funny you mentioned that because everybody around us was actually really cool and stand up. We got to talk to everybody beforehand. So Heather, my girlfriend, was like, I told her, I go, there's a lot of standing throughout the game. She goes, really? I go, yeah, it's a football game and you're usually standing. Obviously, during the when third down comes, but there was a lot of hands sitting this game too because of what was happening.
Well, right.
Yeah, once third down came, our third down defense was actually pretty good. They at one point, I think Marshall was 1 for 9 on third down. That was in the first half. I didn't really look at this second half to see what the
he threw the pick 6. That's the difference of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking pick 6, man, within the 30-yard line. Fucking asshole.
That's what sealed the. Obviously, that is what sealed the game for him.
That was it. It's really, Buchner. Really.
Yeah, and it was again a bad throw. I think I was looking down at my phone when that happened. I was like, "Oh God!"
It was an atrocious throw. He had no reason to make the throw.
Yeah. Again, he's. I don't know what he's looking at through his progressions when he's seeing those receivers.
Is he even making his progressions?
That's another good thing too. Did you see how many balls were almost intercepted, but that were bid on because he was focusing on one wide receiver, and he would turn, and then the defender would come flying off the side and almost caught the ball. I think there were 2 or 3 instances where that happened, and I'm like, dude, you seriously were staring him down the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Obviously, you and I being as passionate as we are with this, and we are going to do shows even when we suck. So,
yeah, no, we got to. Plus, it's good to just to fucking rap with you.
To vent. Not only just it's fun to do this. It's fun to vent. It's fun to get it out there. It's fun to get people to actually pay attention to what we have to say. We're nobodies, but
it's fun to see each other once a week too.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's
good stuff.
It's nice to see my OG over there.
That's it. G.
OG, and what was my nickname? I don't even fucking remember anymore.
Big
legs, something like that. Who knows?
I forget.
Bagel.
Bagel. Yeah, that was Steve called you that.
A bunch of douchebags that we went to school with. Anyway, so we're gonna do our predictions. Do you even have a prediction for this game? Because I put one down, but who knows?
A score and everything. Okay,
yeah,
what was it, like 10.5?
Yeah. 41 is the over-under.
Notre Dame, 22. Cal, 17.
Wow. I have 24-17 Notre Dame.
Here it is.
You and I, we're like on the same wavelength. And what's funny is looking at the over-under, that's 41. So I had to push.
Oh, okay. So we're right there.
I didn't even think about that when I did the score. You're under.
I was going to say, because I said earlier, I'd take the under, but
yeah, and
that is a low-scoring, terrible game.
Or it could be 41-0.
Or I would love a blowout. I'd love nothing more.
I'm not saying we would win 41-0.
Oh, yeah. We get blown out? Yeah, we might. The Cal Bears are going to come in and paste us.
Oh, my God. That would be like –
okay, Aaron Rodgers is going to be there.
Georgia Tech, like, blowing us out. That game. Oh, my
God. That game.
I was there. It sucked.
I have Demetrius Jones.
Yeah, I should see if he's out there in Twitter land and see if I can get him on a show sometime.
That'd be fun.
God, that'd
be fun.
So you have them winning 22-17, hopefully getting their first win of the year. I have them Notre Dame winning 24-17, first win of the year. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Got to rub our shillelaghs.
I hope so. Rub something.
Rub our shillelaghs all night long so we can get a win.
We have someone rub
we
my
do that anyway, don't we? Anyway, not together, but you know what I mean.
I'm going to bring someone in to rub my shillelagh for me.
There you go. And Heather will be here this weekend, so I'm good. Anyway, damn, she's going to hate me because I just said that too. Because she watches this show.
You can edit it, man.
I could, but I'm not because I like to keep it real.
Yeah. ESPN's going to pick us up. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. So Drew Pyne, QB1. Marcus Freeman, let's get a fucking win, please.
Let's get a win.
So that way we have something nice to talk about next week, and I'm not ridiculed all over Twitter and work and Twitter and Facebook and text. Yeah, I'm just done. I'm done being
ridiculed. People love to rub it in, I tell you, right? It's like when Notre Dame's good and we don't talk any shit.
No.
Nobody says that. Because Notre Dame loses, man, these cats blow me up. Oh, I see Notre Dame's 0-2. So sorry. I'm like, fuck you, you ain't sorry.
I literally walked into work today, and a couple guys came up to me and patted me on the shoulder and said, "How you doing, man?"
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Patronize me, motherfucker.
So it's funny. One of the other guys I work with, his name's Tyler, and he comes up to me and he's like, pat me on the shoulder. He goes, "I understand how you're feeling. I'm a Nebraska fan." I go, I'm like, I'd rather be a Notre Dame fan. I go, yeah, I'd rather be a Notre Dame fan than a Nebraska fan. I go,
Nebraska will never be. They will never be what they were under
in the '90s. Osborne.
I thank you, Tom Osborne. Yeah. Never. They don't recruit there.
That is done there at
Nebraska's. They're
not only that, but they're in the Big Ten too, dude. So they're never gonna do.
They're never gonna And then you put in USC and UCLA is gonna probably be in their side of the division. Nebraska,
Nebraska, they'll be lucky to get third every year.
Honestly,
lucky. All right, Dennis. Well, I think that's it for us this week.
Right on. Good show. I mean, even though it was, doggy downer of a week.
Like I said, we do this whether it's sunflowers and glorious skies or
unicorns and rainbows, baby.
Or if it's cloudy and I don't know, smushing puppies, whatever.
Yeah, smushing puppies. Rage just played here 3 sets at Madison Square Garden like a month or so ago.
They did 4 nights there.
4? Holy shit.
4 nights sold out. Actually, I think it was 5, actually. I could be wrong.
That'd have been awesome, man.
But I was at the one, obviously, in Wisconsin opening night.
You went to Wisconsin one?
That was the night before he broke his foot or tore his ACL or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah, Zach.
So we actually got to see Zach the entire time jumping around.
Fuck, yeah.
So anyway, before we go,
I
just want to make sure I push our shit out there. Push
it.
So we have the new T-shirt design for We Are ND Nation. You can get that on the We Are ND Nation website at wearendnation.com. Obviously, just follow We Are ND Nation all over the socials, the website, the YouTube channel. That's where you can find us. And give me a like all over there. I mean, you can like me anywhere. It is what it is.
I expect my T-shirt then in the mail.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it.
You'll get one.
No, I want to support the cause, dog.
I just got to order more because right now I only ordered 2 because I want a promo. And then
what color are they?
White with the green logo.
Nice.
So didn't I send you a picture of it?
Yeah. I have.
Okay. Yeah, all white shirt with the green We Are ND Nation logo that I just made a week and a half ago. So looks badass, man. All right, brother. So until next week, let's hope we have a 1 and 2 season to come to in episode number 5. Yes, it would be number 5. And Dennis, my man, love having you on this show.
Glad everything is well with your family.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
My sister, I want to say a shout out to her, and she was in the hospital yesterday for a brain aneurysm, and she's doing well, is what I was told. So
fantastic, man.
And hopefully I don't have to run down there anytime soon, but you never know.
She's tough. She's going to be great.
She is. She's a tough little bitch, and she's going to work it out. So, all right, man. So until next week, make sure you're following us all over what I just said. We are ND Nation everywhere. And hopefully, go Irish.
Go Irish. Fuck Michigan.
We Are ND Nation Podcast, a new era of Irish football with your host, me, Evan J. Thomas, and my new co-host, Dennis Stover, as we will bring you special guests throughout the season. We will go deep with your Irish football coverage in a way that you haven't seen or heard before. Dennis and Evan are just 2 best friends, lifelong Irish fans, bringing you the best Notre Dame football coverage, analysis, and our opinions on a weekly basis. You can watch or listen to the We Are ND Nation podcast on YouTube every Friday during the season on wearendnation.com. Follow us on the socials. We are ND Nation. Go Irish.